Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Stargirl Season 2, and they released what should be the final proper trailer. There might be little trailers coming afterwards, but this should be the final proper, like over a minute trailer they released for Stargirl Season 2 before it comes out. So let's watch it, then we'll come back to it and talk about it all, as we usually do.
The last member of the Injustice Society is unaccounted for.
If we want to stop the bad guys, we're gonna have to turn over some rocks. All clear!
Did you check inside the trash can?
Sarcasm. Duly noted.
You're looking for villains everywhere. The ISA are done. All of them.
We're protecting a town that doesn't really need it. Maybe we all should take a break.
My man.
Your destiny isn't just about being Stargirl. It's about finding a balance, getting good grades, working towards a career.
A career as Stargirl.
Putting on that mask is messing up everything else in your life.
This ring belonged to my father.
The Green Lantern.
We're in danger. Everything's falling apart.
Shade, who's bad news.
We're going to stop you.
Stay out of my way.
Stargirl. New episodes start August 10th. Free next day only on the CW app.
So as expected, and as I said in my previous Stargirl video from a few days ago roughly, we did get this new trailer for Stargirl Season 2 exactly 2 weeks before Season 2 does premiere. Unfortunately, it did come out at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. my time or something like that when I was in Dreamland, as you would call it, so this video is coming about a day late. But anyway, there is a lot of new footage in this new trailer which puts some spotlight on some of the same things that happened in the first trailer, as well as fleshing out some other details that have been hinted at in other promo materials. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know your various opinions, thoughts, theories, expectations, anything like that. Just let me know in the comment section down below what you're thinking. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and you're looking forward to Stargirl Season 2, why not drop a like on the video to show that. So we start off the trailer with seeing Cindy Berman, aka Shiv, or the daughter of Dragon King, heading into the ISA hideout via the school's entrance like we had seen in the previous trailer. However, over the top of this, we do hear Pat talking about how the last ISA member or Injustice Society member is unaccounted for. Now, I'd assume he's talking about Cindy because they show Cindy on screen when they're talking about this. But then again, was she ever fully brought into the ISA? I guess from like the point of view of the JSA, she was, but then again, maybe there is another member like the Gambler or something like that out there who they don't have a read on after the events of last season, because remember, he bailed, so maybe they're talking about him. We'll have to wait and see. But one big thing that has been pointed out in the previous trailer and some other promo material, and especially in this trailer, is that Courtney is just so swept up, and I guess you could say obsessed, with the Stargirl side of her life, that she's just trying to seek out villains that aren't necessarily doing anything to bring attention to themselves, you know, going through the JSA's records to see if there is anything there to look out for. We even see Courtney out with the other JSA members on like a patrol, I guess you could call it, of sorts, in like an attempt to keep Blue Valley safe when there is no danger in the area except for raccoons going through the trash. And as it is said in the trailer, they are protecting a town that doesn't really need protecting. There's not much going on there. That was the whole point of season 1. Like, it's a town where nothing really happens, and all of a sudden there's this like evil organization that's, you know, taken, you know, home here, like made it their home. So that was the interesting thing about season 1. But now it's gone back to just being that random, nothing really happening in their town. And this is just causing a bit of frustration within the group, as it just does seem like it's a waste of time for them. They're walking around in their suits doing nothing, and it leads to the suggestion of a bit of a break from the JSA for a while. But of course, something will happen and bring them together and get them out of that break. Now, we do see Yolanda working at the diner. Now, we did see promo images for the first few episodes, which included Sylvester Pemberton, aka Starman, or at least who we're led to believe is him, at this diner talking to someone, and it was noted that Sylvester had many questions for her, this waitress that was, servicing him, who we were led to believe as well was someone that we knew. And now we know based off this trailer that it is most likely Yolanda that he was talking to. Now, the synopsis for episode 1 of season 2 did mention that Yolanda would be dealing with what she did last season, which is of course killing Brainwave. So it will be interesting to see how her character develops throughout at least the early parts of this season. But maybe it leads into some darkness, as we do see Yolanda later in the trailer in a church, appearing to be crying, upset, maybe something to do with her family, maybe something to do with her friends like Courtney and Beth and Rick and stuff like that. But then she turns around and she appears to be scared or shocked or just a bit shook from whatever she is facing. Could this be Eclipso latching onto her darkness within Yolanda due to the events of last season, and then he approaches her? That'd be pretty scary. I mean, it's in a dark church. Like a church, for some people it can be scary, but when it's dark, you head into some Conjuring type of crap. So I don't know. Maybe that's what they're going to do. Maybe this could be a scary sequence with Eclipso in a dark church. Could be pretty creepy. Because they have said that this season does have some very horror-based or horror-inspired themes, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got some creepy, scary church action going on. Now, we do get to see Stripe getting some upgrades, but also Pat is joined by Jenny Lynn Hayden at this moment by the looks of it. Now, it is hard to tell whether this is before or after the scene that has been in all the trailers where Jenny goes into Courtney and Pat's house to take the Green Lantern, which is shown once again in this trailer, but just like some different moments from it. But one new Green Lantern scene that we do see is Jenny actually becoming Jade, or that's her that's her superhero persona, and she's embracing the full power and glowing green and flying and everything like that, fully embracing the Green Lantern. And this looks really cool. I can't wait to see the entire scene play out, as well as just any lore and connective tissue given to the Green Lantern side of this world and story. It should be very exciting. I think Stargirl is the perfect show where whenever they tap into the lore side of things, it gets you even more excited, because there is this massive history of the JSA before this new JSA with Stargirl and stuff that they haven't overly tapped into. So in season 2 they can do it. We know they're going to do it, but who knows what they do in season 3, 4, 5 and beyond, because there's just so much there that we haven't seen. Now, we do have Courtney facing some consequences, if you want to call it, of letting Stargirl absorb and just take over her life, if you want to call it, where she has to go to summer school along with Yolanda. Now, it's unclear whether Rick and Beth have to go to summer school as well. We don't see them. Maybe they have Courtney and Yolanda doing summer school and scenes, and Beth and Rick will be on their own missions to help out the JSA outside of this. That would make sense, I guess. Maybe Rick pulls out of school. Maybe he's like, school's not for me. Don't really like it. So he doesn't go, and Beth would be smart enough, I guess, to pass school where she wouldn't have to go to summer school. I don't know. Maybe they might chuck a twist in there and Rick passed all of his subjects. I'm not too sure. But we do know that Rick will be trying to hunt down Grundy again. That was brought up in the synopsis for episode 1. So maybe Beth comes along with Rick for that and helps him out with that. I'm not too sure what they're going to do, but just doesn't seem like Beth and Rick are at summer school by the looks of it, at least. But speaking of summer school, Isaac Bowen is in summer school alongside Courtney and Yolanda. When we go here, we can see him there. Now, obviously, this could be normal school, but the fact that the classroom is so empty, we can assume that it's summer school. Now, of course, his mother, Isaac's mother, Principal Bowen, appeared to die last season. Now, it would be surprising if she survived that, because she got skewered, but it is TV, so you never know. But we maybe could see his character become the new Fiddler. I mean, in the comics, Isaac Bowen is the Fiddler, so he would just be taking up the mantle that is rightfully his if he goes down that road, which I mean wouldn't be too surprising to see. But maybe Eclipso impacts his life as well due to the darkness he may be feeling after the supposed death of his mother, so he could be a potential victim, if you want to call it, of Eclipso. So we have, is Cindy a victim? I don't know, Cindy maybe with Eclipso. Then we have Yolanda. Then we have Isaac, and who knows who else throughout Blue Valley could be impacted by Eclipso and him latching onto that darkness. But we do get to see Mike activate the pink pen, which of course will hold the Thunderbolt Genie. Now, we know Jakeem Williams, or Jakeem Thunder to most, is in this season, though we don't see him in the trailer, at least I didn't see him. So maybe Mike activates the pen, but Jakeem is seen as the worthy host or user of it when he comes near it later on. So maybe we get to interact with the Thunderbolt Genie for a bit with Mike, but then Jakeem comes into the picture and he's seen, or like the genie latches onto him, something along those lines. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. I don't know necessarily what episode Jakeem first comes into, but yeah, I think he's in the majority of the season at the very least. But finally, the Shade. There are some very cool scenes with him in this trailer, even though it's not a lot of him in the trailer, including Pat and the JSA approaching him in this in his own little residence, his own little wonderland, if you want to call it. And it will be interesting to see what he is up to and whether he is fully bad on the show. He sits in that like gray moral area between good and evil in the comics, so maybe he has a plan that isn't fully evil. I'd assume that they're basing his story off James Robinson's The Shade story, which would make sense because James Robinson is an executive producer and works alongside Jeff Johns for the show, and he's written a bunch of the episodes as well. I think he might be writing episode 2 or 3 of this season, which wouldn't be too surprising if they dive into a lot of what the Shade is doing this season in that episode if he writes it. So I'd assume they're going down his storyline, which definitely plays him into more that heroic aspect because he's the hero of the city that he resides in. But we'll have to wait and see what they do. It'll be very interesting to see how they handle his character. But maybe the Shade has a plan this season that isn't fully evil, but bad enough for the JSA to feel like they have to intervene, or Pat gives enough of, bad word of mouth about the Shade where the rest of the JSA feel like they have to deal with him, especially if it is all going down in Blue Valley. But in regards to his powers, the Shade looks really good on screen, and the mix between the dark colors of his powers and the light colors of Stargirl's, and maybe even the Green Lantern, should look really cool if that, all combines in certain scenes. However, I do wonder when Eclipso comes into things. Because though we have seen him in that first look poster that we got, he is yet to be seen in a trailer or any sort of like moving official stuff. So I wonder when he properly debuts on screen on the show in season 2. Maybe it's meant to be like a shocking moment, like Yolanda in the church or something like that, when he first appears to someone and takes them over, or impacts them. Maybe that's why they're not showing him in a trailer, which I would love if they don't give us a hint as to where he might first appear and make it a bit of like a jump scare moment. But yeah, I've just noticed that they haven't shown him. I'm sure a lot of you guys have noticed that as well. But yeah, that's it to go over the trailer from my perspective. If there is anything in the trailer that of note that you thought I missed, feel free to leave it in the comment section down below. But of course, if you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show support, and just your general excitement about Stargirl coming back. Let me know in the comment section down below your general thoughts, theories, expectations, favorite part from the trailer. Let me know all that in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later, and goodbye.